Jason Lord Surratt. Who is Mark Zuckerberg married to? Mark Zuckerberg is married to a non-white person. Therefore, he must be a radical Antifa leftist? What? 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 I'll let that speak for itself. So I'm going to move on to the next story. So this is something, again, on today's subject of what the fuck is going on with Donald Trump supporters, right? Here is a Donald Trump supporting landlord who is doing something very interesting. It's definitely something that we should be looking at. Trailer park tenants say landlord sent letter implying rent will double if Joe Biden wins election. So, the tenants of a Colorado trailer park have accused their landlord of sending a letter implying that their rent will most likely double if Joe Biden is elected president. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The letter sent to tenants of the trailer park in Fort Morgan said their rent would not be raised for at least 2 years if Donald Trump is reelected. I love how it's like, yeah, then we'll double your rent. The letter dated October 19th added it was not telling you how to vote, but added, we are just informing our tenants what we will do, depending on the outcome of the election, dancing around voter intimidation laws. According to KUSA TV, the letter concerned a number of residents who called it a kind of voter suppression and said they feared they would be forced to move out based on something that was out of their control. To all tenants, this is the letter, please understand, if Joe Biden is elected as our next president, everything you do and have to pay for will change completely, the letter dated October 19th said. And this goes back into the subject of right-wingers and Trump supporters are literally living in an alternate reality. They don't live in the United States of America. They live in Trump states of America. They get their news from Facebook QAnon groups and from Breitbart and from Stormfront and all these other shits, right? Oh, I read the post-millennial article on this. I'm very informed, right? These people live in a different reality. Like when you look up at the sky and see the color blue, they will see the color orange, and they will not do that to be like epic and edgy. They're not going to say, oh yeah, the sky's orange to be edgy, right? They're not doing that as a meme. They legitimately see the color, and they're not colorblind, but they see the color and think it's orange. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is these people legitimately, with every fiber of their being, think that like Joe Biden is going to raise taxes on like garbage collectors, and that Joe Biden is going to raise taxes on school teachers, right? And that Joe Biden is going to raise taxes on cashiers at the grocery store, right? It's like, you really need to understand these people. They legitimately, and that's why you get things like QAnon. And that's why you get things like Pizzagate and all this other stuff, where it's like you get someone with a gun going to Comet Ping Pong to shoot and save children. They think that they're going to rescue children. In these people's minds, if they go to a pizza place with a gun and start shooting at people, they think, oh, I'm the hero. I'm saving the children in the secret pedophile ring. These people convince themselves that they are the heroes, right? These people convince themselves, or more often than not, other people convince them that they are like the protagonists in some war for American like democracy or something. It's strange, and you need to understand that there is at least 20%, probably closer to 30 to 35% of the country that lives in this right-wing echo chamber, and they get no news from outside the right-wing sources. And even if they do, like the people that watch my stream that are Trump supporters, they don't listen to anything I say. They're just here to call me a tranny and yell at me and say Trump 2020 in the chat room because they don't care. They don't give a shit. So all the instances of right-wing violence tied to Trump doesn't matter. All the instances of coronavirus killing people due to the Trump administration doesn't matter. All the facts on economic planning related to Joe Biden's tax plan doesn't matter. None of it matters because whenever they read that, they disregard it as, oh, left-wing? Oh, Facebook is left-wing. Therefore, You know, everything I see is right wing, therefore it's right. Therefore, anything that disagrees with my notion of reality is fake. And that's what leads them down these paths where they become QAnon crazy people who think JFK Jr. is going to come back from the dead. But let me go back to this. Sorry for getting distracted. Everything will be increased, like paying ALET, sick, more in taxes. Utilities, gasoline, groceries, new permits, fees and regulations, everything. They just made this up. But again, they watched Donald Trump on the debate stage say a bunch of lies. It's like, all right, if the president's saying them, it must be true. That's how people think. That's how people think, as sad as it is. This means your rent will also be increased to cover these expenses. Most likely, rent would double in price. I love most likely. Like, just treating this as if, oh yeah, no, this isn't a decision that I'm making. It's just I've read all of this bizarre propaganda and I think I'm living in a different universe. And that, yeah, of course, Joe Biden will be elected and bread will automatically cost $38 a loaf. Facts and logic. Facts and logic. I'm just spitting the facts here. Calling balls and strikes. Facts and logic. These people actually think that. If the current president is reelected, we will not raise the rent for at least 2 years. It added, voting is your choice, and we are not telling you how to vote. We are just informing our tenants what we will do according to the election results. If Trump wins, we all win. If Biden wins, we all lose. Vote on November 3rd. Again, these people genuinely believe that. And that's the thing, is I really, you have to understand this. This isn't like an edgelord, like on 4chan, just like, you know, saying racial slurs to get attention, right? This is someone who's spent 40 years of their life, 50 years of their life in like Ronald Reagan economic, like, you know, policies and thinking that they've been growing up with this right-wing economic libertarian trickle-down thinking in their brains that anything at all that helps anyone besides me must hurt me in the process. They think the world is like a zero-sum game. If a poor person gets a $1,200 cash payment, automatically that $1,200 is coming from my bank account. They genuinely think this. That's how you get people like 50 Cent thinking that Joe Biden is going to go inside of his house and take all of his money if he's elected president, so he's going to run away from the country. These people don't know shit, but they've been raised in an echo chamber that they have just not questioned. They're not skeptical people. More often than not, you know, like they're religious, and their religion is right-wing libertarian economics. Cindy Marquez told KUSA-TV that she and her family have lived in the trailer park for 20 years. After receiving the letter, Marquez said she spoke to her neighbors, who are pretty shocked. They're concerned that if rent doubles, they may be forced to move, she said. Marquez said her family is living paycheck to paycheck and are barely making ends meet. I mean, we can't control how this whole election goes. She told the station, it is mainly hurtful, you know? How can someone say something like that and basically threaten us according to something that we can't control? And again, living in another universe. Joe Biden's going to raise taxes on $500,000 income earners? Well, the people in our trailer park who are obviously extremely poor and destitute are going to be affected by this, clearly. What? The letter also sparked an outcry on social media. This was sent to all tenants in a trailer park community in Fort Morgan, Colorado. Most of the tenants are of Hispanic descent, so you can imagine why this was sent out. So again, this is the kind of stuff that landlords do. Landlords will always try to squeeze money out of their people, and more often than not, landlords are living in this alternate reality, and we need to document this alternate reality if we want to have any hope in actually combating this alternate reality. How can you convince someone that the sky is blue if they've for their entire lives been told that it's orange? I don't know. I wish I had those answers, but I do think that talking about this kind of stuff can help shed the light on how we deal with this stuff. When Trump is gone, these people aren't going away. They're still going to live in this alternate reality. I'm sure Trump is going to get a podcast. He's going to go on One America News Network or something. He's going to give more credence to the QAnon conspiracy theories, right? So, what do we do about this? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But, I don't know. It's very strange. Very strange stuff. Very, very strange stuff.